And welcome courtside here in the Schaefer Center. Rob Price along with my partner Tim Roberts. It's our final game of the season, and like we said in the opening, a lot on the line. Wildcats of Wiley College sitting high in second place, essentially first place with the win-loss column. But Our Lady Lions need some help today from some other schools, plus basically to win out to get that 8th spot.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough road for Lady Lions. We said it all year long. They're going to have to beat a team they're not supposed to beat.
Right.
Well, they have two games left against very difficult teams. It's going to take a big upset for them to find a way to fight their way into the tournament. So like I said, two teams, a lot on the line on opposite ends of the spectrum. We mentioned it already. And on Thursday, how the Lady Wildcats out of Wiley have a chance to take the regular season crown from the Lady Saints, as they are both even in the loss column. The Lady Wildcats catch them. They swept the Lady Saints in the regular season. Therefore, they would have the #1 crown. Ironically, it's the exact same story on the other foot.
Yeah,
in the men's game.
Explain
the Lions are trying to clinch the #1 spot, while the Wildcats of the men are trying to stay in that 8th spot. So you have two teams fighting for 8 seeds, two teams trying to clinch regular season titles. It's what you want on your last day of home basketball.
For something to matter. For something to matter, essentially. And so really all 4 teams today playing for postseason accolades in first, or just to get into the tournament, which, again, anything can happen. So these two teams could meet again in a couple of weeks.
If the Lady Lions are able to, well, if they pull this upset, then they would win. They would clinch the first spot for the Lady Saints. But you never know. You never know. So, like I said, if you Lady Lions, you just want to fight your way into that 8th spot. Crazier things have happened, but it's going to take some crazy things to start off against a very, very good Lady Wildcats squad. As we mentioned, they are ranked 20th in the nation. One spot actually ahead of the Lady Saints, just having a great season right now. They are one of the best scoring offenses in the league. They score 81 points a game. That's #4 overall. So Lady Lions are going to have their hands full. Absolutely.
A bit of a streak here. The season series 9-6 in favor of Wiley College Lady Wildcats. Wildcats winning the last 3, but prior to that, SAGU won the last 6. So time for SAGU to get back on the winning side of things. Yeah,
that's just the way it goes with the Roberts. It ebbs and flows, and obviously the Lady Lions had some great years ago, took advantage of the Wildcats, and now the Wildcats are looking really good towards the top of the Red River Conference. Lady Lions trying to put a ribbon on the end of a young season. It's been a very young season, very maturing season, and they're just trying to find a way to find a little bit of a silver lining at the end of all of it.
Last game was 61-50 in favor of the Lady Wildcats in, I believe it's Marshall, Texas. So look for things to switch around here in the Schaefer Center. If you're near the campus, come on out, support Lady Lions at 2, and then a big game at 4 o'clock, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely huge game. We'll have more of that obviously as we go along, but the Lions just one game away from the national tournament, one game away for some big history here on the campus at Southwestern. Well, let's go down to courtside now, where Bianca Arlacone is standing by with head coach Beatles. Bianca?
Outside shot in qualifying for the Red River Conference. Any comments on
What's
what we need to
again?
do, or maybe what Bacone College needs to do in order for us to get in?
Well, we need to win. Actually, if we could win tonight and Bacone could lose, then we would have the tiebreaker, because Wiley is the #1 team in the league. Actually, they have beat Our Lady of the Lake twice by 2 points. So they're in first. They're both tied for first place, but because they beat Our Lady of the Lake, they're the #1 seed. So that would put us probably in the tournament if we can win tonight here. It'd be close, but it's a great team we're playing now. I think they're 25-3. They're a good ball club, so our fans will see that.
Now, shifting the focus from the teams to our individual players, one of your star players that is coming off the bench, Brittany Griffin, she made her career high on Monday and then beat that on Thursday night. What are you expecting from her tonight?
Well, I hope Brittany's got a great shot. She really does. She's probably, just as far as a pure jump shooter, she is really one of our better players. And so I hope she comes in there again. She's been our sort of 6th man coming off the bench, and it really adds a boost. I hope she has another great game.
We're hoping for that too, Coach, and good luck in tonight's game.
Okay, thank you. We'll need it. This is a great team.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
All right, thanks, Coach Beatles. Thanks, Bianca. A quick commercial break, back with some key players of the game and more information about games coming up ahead right here today on SAGU Sports Live. We'll be right back. The Lady Wildcats come into this game 24-3, 18-2 in conference play. In the loss column, essentially tied for first place. Meanwhile, Lady Lions 5-15 in conference play, 9-19 overall, but technically still alive to postseason tournament play. So, Tim, who are some key players you see for the Lady Wildcats entering the game today?
Oh, their big three, starting off with the biggest one, Chinwendu Ba. She leads the team with 1.9 blocks a game. That is good for number 9 in the entire NAI. So she's a huge force coming in at just 6 feet, but she knows how to block shots, so she's going to be a huge impact on the inside. Their leading scorer is Alicia Carruthers. She averages 16.5 a game, been a consistent great scorer throughout all these years the Lady Lions have faced her. She is another one of those just great players that you see year in and year out, and she's also a senior. A lot of seniors here on this squad. And lastly, rounding it all out for them is Latika Smith. She averages 4.2 steals a game. That is number 2 in the NAIA. The Lady Wildcats are actually number 1 in the NAIA, averaging 18.6 steals a game, with Latika Smith leading that charge. So Lady Lions are going to have their hands full with a very, very feisty defense. They're going to have to keep those turnovers down. They want to stay in this one. Who do you have for the Lady Lions today?
Well, you said there's seniors. There's 6 seniors for the Wiley College Lady Wildcats, and a lot of that strength comes in the forward and center spot. So I'm going to go with 3 key players. No guards today. I've been going with guards in recent games, but today I really think Brittany Griffin and Cassie Cox both are listed as centers for Coach Buse. Must have big games on the boards, as well as the third player. I'm going to go with Harberton. Harberton's off the bench, but she scored 13, led all SAGU scorers in game 1 earlier in the year against the Wildcats. She's a 5'9" forward, so I think the guard play will be a factor, but primarily inside, in the paint, good inside shots. I'm looking for Cox to have a big breakout game, Griffin to keep up her scoring ways, and then Harberton, who had 13 again, and maybe sometimes you play a team well. You just play that matchup well, so perhaps we'll see off the bench Cordia making some moves today.
Well, again, the big name I see right there, of course, is Brittany Griffin. She's just been so huge coming off of the bench, earning every single minute, really developing as a pure shooter. Looking right now at the Lady Lions, big situation they're in. They come in at number 9 in the Red River Conference, 1 game behind Bacone. The other big game taking place today in the Red River Conference, Bacone is taking on Texas College. You see Texas College technically still in the mix. They're going to need a real big miracle to get into that 8th spot. Still in the mix, though. A win by Bacone and a loss by the Lady Lions would officially eliminate the Lady Lions from contention for the playoffs. So they need a win today, really, to stay alive, keep on fighting the end. As you heard Coach Field say a moment ago, a win today would give them a tiebreaker with Bacone by beating what would be one of the top teams in Red River Conference. That's the next tiebreaker after head-to-head. Well, be sure and like us on Facebook as we wind down the season. We're not quite done yet. We're going to have Red River Conference tournament action here in just a week's time here in the Schaefer Center. So be sure and like us on Facebook so you can be up to date on those start times. Those will be pending, of course, until a few days before. So be sure and like us on Facebook, watch all the highlights, get all the latest news. Well, let's go courtside now. We're ready for opening prayer, national anthem, and starting lineups here on SAGU Sports Live.
As we honor God in prayer, and then remain standing and face the flag as we honor our nation with the singing of the national anthem by the sibling trio, Anna, Will, and Luke Traylor from Wannergrove Middle School. Father, we thank you for this day. Lord, we thank you for another day promised to us. God, I pray, Lord, throughout this game that you protect the players and officials. God, I pray in the end, Lord, they give you the praise and glory for it. Lord, we love you. We thank you for everything that you have done for us and what you will continue to do. It's in Jesus' name, amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
what so proudly we hailed
at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
gave proof through the night
that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
and the home of the
brave. Dude, I sang their song.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for the Lady Wildcats. At guard, junior, number 1, Denisha Shaw. At guard, sophomore, number 5, Kayla Brown. At guard, senior, number 32, Latika Smith. At center, senior, number 33, Chinwindu Mba. And at guard, senior, number 34, Alicia Crothers. Head coaches, Courtney Pruitt. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your Southwestern Lions. At guard, freshman from Waxahachie, Texas, number 13, Taylor Hill. At guard, freshman from San Antonio, Texas, number 22, Bethany Kroc. At forward, freshman from Arlington, Texas, number 23, Jessica Sodich. At forward, junior from Welch, Oklahoma, number 30, Sierra Hankins. And at center, sophomore from Lufkin, Texas, number 33, Cassie Cox. Head coaches, Arlen Beatles. Assistant coaches, Corey Henry.
So there you see the Lady Lions take midcourt, a tale of 2 starting lineups. 1 junior, 4 seniors take the court for Lady Wildcats. No upperclassmen take the court for Lady Lions. Traditionally, the last game of the year is Senior Day. No seniors on Lady Lions to honor. Lady Wildcats will have Senior Day on Monday night back at their home stadium against St. Thomas, and they will be honoring 6 seniors. So
yeah,
definitely a veteran squad taking on a young upstart.
6 seniors for the Wildcats, 5 juniors, 1 sophomore, no freshmen. No freshmen made the cut, I guess it were, just 1 sophomore. So almost every player but 1 an upperclassman for the 20th ranked Lady Wildcats. And it's time for tip-off here. And Lady Wildcats get the tip, strong inside move, spin was no good, rebound, Lady Lions.
Lady Lions stayed competitive in their last game. They were down by 15 at the half, but kept it close. Cassie Cox drills the jumper. Lady Lions open up 2-0.
It's a good sign to see Cox, the mid-range jumper, find his stroke early. Here's Shaw from 18, good. She ties the score. Freed herself, made some space, shifted left, quick release, 2-2. Lady Wildcats show a man-to-man defense. Kroc nearly lost the ball, ends up in Sodich's hands. Skip pass over to Hill for 3. That's no good. Here come the purple dress Lady Wildcats from Marshall, Texas. Kayla Brown Over to Caruthers. She drives. But offensive rebound and a putback and a foul. That's going to send Chinwendu Ba to the line.
Cassie draws her first foul of the game. And Ba will go to the line with a chance to put the Lady Wildcats ahead. Just over a minute into this one.
Ball averages 10.2 a game, the third leading scorer for Wiley College for head coach Courtney Pruitt in his second year.
You can already see, Chinwendu Ba playing taller than she is. She's 6 foot tall. Not necessarily going to be the tallest player on the court. 6 foot is a good advantage, but it's not as tall as we saw some other players in here the other night. But she plays taller than that. She's able to do such a good job of boxing out. She gets rebounds, gets putbacks, and that's why she's number 9 in the NAIA with blocks.
She drains both free throws. Put the Lady Wildcats up 4-2. Now here's a press, a mild press from the Lady Wildcats, and they'll fall back. The Lady Lions committed 36 turnovers in their first matchup against Wiley College. Now here's a long three from Hill. Too strong, loose ball. Sodich comes away with it. Fresh shot clock. Now Sodich ends on the ground, and now Kroc ends up with the ball from a nice pass from Hankins.
Great read inside, and Kroc just draws and finishes. Contested the whole way, but she has such a good elevation on the ball when she gets up. She trusts herself to be able to throw up that lob.
Strong move from Crothers, but yeah, knock loose. Now here comes Kroc on the other end.
Goes out of bounds. Denisha Shaw chases it down, but it will go off Shaw. The Lady Lions will retain possession. The Lady Lions forced a turnover.
Caruthers made a strong move, driving the lane, and then lost it going up. Ended up at the other end of the court with the Lady Lions in possession.
Turnover on the inbounds pass. Shaw comes away with it.
Dumped underneath the Caruthers, puts it up and in off the glass.
We mentioned this is the #1 team in the NAIA, or #2 team in the NAIA in steals per game. So look out for that.
In a timeout from the Lions bench. Beatles wants to call a 30-second timeout. They're down 6-4. What do you think he saw there, Tim?
I think he just saw his team starting to scramble a little bit. They threw the ball away on the inbounds pass, almost threw it away right there. Like we said, you're going up against a team with one of the best stealers in the league and one of the best stealing teams in the league. And so you don't want to allow them to be able to just take the ball away from you. You will not win this game if your turnovers mount. The Lady Lions had 38 on Thursday night. That's one thing you cannot allow to happen again. You will not be able to stay in this game if you have your turnover margin that high again.
17:44 left remaining in the first half. Just getting underway here at the Schaefer Center. Coming up here in Waxahachie and support Lady Lions basketball at 4 o'clock. We'll have game 2 of our doubleheader as the 7th-ranked Lions will square off against the men from Wiley College, looking to clinch the Red River Athletic Conference title. Meanwhile, ladies looking to stay alive. And here's a turnover. Looking to stay alive, Tim. Fighting for the 8th seed. Right now they sit 9th. Bacone is in the 8th spot. And a whistle.
Foul will come in on Sodich. Ball is knocked loose. Sodich gets called with the foul. Lady Wildcats riding a 6-game win streak.
Caruthers will try a 3. She's got it. Smooth stroke from the senior, Alicia Caruthers from Houston, Texas. Gives the Lady Wildcats a 5-point advantage. Now Cox in trouble. Gets it to Kroc. Looks up ahead to Sodich. Stops, pops off the glass, rolls in and out of the rim, but here's Hankins. Offensive rebound on the weak side, puts it in.
Good positioning by Hankins. Just knowing where to be, going up strong with the putback. Cuts the lead back to 3.
Here's Smith. Nice inside pass to Caruthers. Spins back out. Nothing inside there.
Playing
now,
tight defense, almost forces the turnover.
That 2-3 defense
leaves
the three-point shot open. I was about to say it works well inside, but you get those weak spots along the three-point line, and that's just what the Lady Wildcats exploited.
Kayla Brown, the lone underclassman on this squad. from Little Rock, Arkansas. Drills the second consecutive three for the Lady Wildcats. The Lady Lions having their fill of this full court press, turn it over. Good dish inside, but the basket's too strong.
No whistle, finally a whistle.
Travel.
All that in a travel?
Travel coming against Carruthers as she got tangled up with Sierra Hankins, who had her hand on the ball.
And this press has just tightened up a lot. At first they gave a light attempt at a full court press. Now it's full bore. Lady Wildcats, well, now they're backing off. A moment ago they were barely allowing the ball to be inbounded. Now here comes Hill on the left side. Gets inside to Hankins, a nice inside pass, and a basket, and good, and a whistle. How about that move from Hankins?
Great job by Sierra.
Protected the ball with her body.
Yeah, going in and led with her body, kept the ball away from the defender, drew the contact, and had complete control to get the ball up and in. That comes against Ba. Hankins hits the and one, leads back to three.
Good confident release. I like to watch free throws early. It tells me a lot about a player's confidence and their shooting touch. That's a nice release from Hankins. Cuts the lead back to three. Carruthers shadowed by Kroc inside. Shot and a whistle. It's going to be either on Hankins or Cox. Both were in the vicinity. We'll see which one the ref saw. It's going to be on Hankins.
That's her first third of the half on the Lady Lions.
Shaw's first is no good. She's a junior from Kenner, Louisiana. 5'6" guard.
I believe that's Kenner, Iowa.
Let me check my 43-year-old eyes failing me again. I stand corrected. My apologies to the Hawkeye State viewers watching. It's Kenner, Iowa. Nice crossover move from Kroc. She's shadowed by Smith. Takes a high screen pick from Cox. Over to Soch, a long three. But an offensive board from Kroc. Gets her own rebound, puts up another one. Weak side rebound, up and in is Cassie Cox. We mentioned her in pregame, Tim.
And the Lady Lions doing a great job on the boards. Just picking them up and getting the putback second chance points.
Hanging tough, down just two. Fast ball movement from Lady Wildcats.
Nice pick by Cox.
Good interior defense. And a throwaway. Hill led Kroc just about one step too much, trying to catch Kroc in the open court.
Kroc has speed, but it's hard to catch up to that one. Just led her a bit too much. Lady Lions, after getting the big steal, throw away a chance to tie the game.
Latika Smith bobbles off her head, gets it inside somehow to Ba.
And this is what you want to do. You want to force misses. That makes Wiley back off of that suffocating full court press. Gives you a chance to bring the ball down on your own pace and set up your offense.
Skip pass over to Hill. Sodich now for three. Hankins, another offensive board, stripped away. Carruthers will take the ball herself in the open court. She may take it herself. She does. Looks right, shoots left, rolls off the rim. The Wildcats get another look at it, and Hankins stepped in for that pass. Not the best pass. Inside now, Sodich on the break. Too strong. Wide open miss.
Lady Lions have missed some great opportunities after turning on some stifling defense.
Nice pass there from.
Great look inside the Ba.
Smith to Ba. That connection's working early for Wiley College.
Wildcats go up 15-11.
And there's a stoppage of play. I think it's a scoreboard issue.
Shot clock never ceased running. Substitution coming in. Jean Spears will step in, and Latika Smith will go out. As we've seen this before, the shot clock now has a mind of its own, and just in case you're not awake, it's going to buzz a few more times.
Gremlins are out on a Saturday afternoon. So a stoppage of play here at the Schaefer Center. Your score 15-11 with 13:30 remaining. in the first half.
Lady Lions doing a good job the last few times on defense, getting some good interceptions, forcing some bad passes. That time, of course, just clean offense the whole way down, but missing the opportunities, having some open threes, open layups, just couldn't get to go in, and they don't change the scoreboard.
Usually at this point in the game, in watching Beetle's substitution rhythms, there would be some subs, but no subs yet. The starters remain on the floor, playing nearly 6.5 minutes of play.
And the Stars have been hanging with Wiley very well for the most part. Just down by 4, but as you said, matching up really well on defense.
And the referee's just checking the shot clock one last time. I think they're trying to reset it to 30. There we go, 13:30 remaining. That's what they're waiting for. Okay, we're set to resume play here. Now the Wildcats have shifted back to a 2-3 defense, electing to move away from the man-to-man, perhaps to test the perimeter shooting of Southwestern. Now here comes Caruthers on up ahead.
Nice defense by
Tipped away
Kroc.
from Kroc.
Chasing down the defense, only defender with a play, and she swats the ball out of bounds, prevents the easy layup. Wiley will inbound underneath the Lady Lions basket.
Jean Spears will inbound the ball for the Wildcats.
Kroc again, flying again and swatting the ball out of bounds.
Very Caleb Gentry-esque.
Well, Kroc plays with 1 foot on the ground. She's never planted. She is always moving. And that pays off when you get that extra jump, can disrupt the offense, force them to reset.
Shaw takes it right to Cox. Shaw, just 5'6", challenging the 6'1" Cox, and shoots a jump shot right over Cassie's face, and good, nothing but net. And now the Wildcats have gone back to a man-to-man defense.
Kroc trying to read Hankins inside. Hankins can't get to it. It's another turnover from the Lady Lions.
Shaw, she'll try for 3. Looked good coming off, and it's good coming down. Shaw pushes the lead to 9. It was 2 just a few moments ago.
The Lady Lions were down by 2, had some chances to tie the game up, missed them, and now the Lady Wildcats are on a roll. Trapped is Cox, but finds Kroc. Hankins will get the rebound and draw the foul, so she'll go to the line. Brief 7-0 run here for Wiley.
Into the game will be Brittany Griffin, who, as we mentioned, scored in double figures. I think did she have a double-double last game?
She had double-double on Monday night against Northwood, and eclipsed double figures in scoring on Thursday night.
Also into the game for Coach Beatles is Okivia Bratchett.
Hankins' second one is good, so the lead is cut to 7. Griffin in for Hankins.
Kroc also takes a seat. And Lady Lions will stay in that 2-3 defense. Cox mans the middle. Open shot, open look, no good. And there's Griffin, fresh off the bench with her first defensive rebound of the afternoon. Sodix, a long 3 and a whistle, and that would have counted had it gone. She'll shoot 3 free throws. That was half down, wasn't it, Tim?
Yeah, just rimmed out. Chance at a 4-point play, just rolls out, but now Sodix goes to the line with a chance to cut this lead down to 4 if she can knock down all 3. She hits the first.
Second one is also good. Lead cut back to 5. Anytime you foul a 3-point shooter, the coach is going to be off the bench. And Pruitt was definitely giving, I think it was Shaw committed the foul in April, and she does, Tim, hit all 3 free throws.
The Lady Lions respond and cut the lead back to 4. Hanging tight. with Wiley College. Number
Brown
20 in
drive
the nation.
inside. Hit the elbow, skipped the pass over to Gene Spears and wasn't ready for it. Near the baseline, it's a turnover. Bratchett breaks through the double team. Nice ball handling skills from Bratchett. Sodich now looking for Cox, and it was cut off.
Bodge steps right in front of that. Bratchett forces the bad pass and the turnover.
Good defense from Bratchett. She cut off Denisha Shaw, who saw a cutting player on the right side of the block, but that ball sails out of bounds.
Into the game will come Canidia Purdy, as well as Latika Smith back in.
Playing a little sloppy for the 20th ranked team. They may get their groove going a bit later on, but not playing probably up to their standards so far here on the road in Waxahachie, Texas.
Couple of bad turnovers have allowed the Lady Lions to stay close to the first 9 minutes here. Bratchett stops, won't fall.
Cox needs to work harder to get open. She can take that post on the right side, but she's not working hard enough to get the position.
Griffin steps right in front of that pass, steals it away. Turnovers mounting for both teams.
I'm not sure why she backed off.
And a foul's going to come against Bratchett here.
You want to see Bratchett just take the ball across the line. She almost had a shot to create a transition play. Then instead she backed off and spun back around, which allowed the Wildcats to recover, and then it caused a turnover.
Yeah, Carruthers just reached in and swiped that one.
Now here's Harberton. We mentioned her in pregame as well. She led all scorers last time for Coach Beatles with 13. She checks in to the ball game.
Sodich takes her first seat.
And Cox can't believe that whistle, but she's going to get called for a foul and a block. Beatles giving the ref his commentary. First shot from the southpaw is good. Latika Smith, she's a senior from Houma, Louisiana.
Second one is no good. Lead remains 5.
There you go, push it off the court. Don't wait around, there you go. Push that ball. Harberton drives the lane, nice move. Gets her own rebound and gets the second shot attempt to fall. Harberton just checked in, got her first bucket. Spears over to Carruthers. Drives the lane, stops to the elbow. Bad shot. Ball scrambles its way off several hands and out of bounds. We'll keep it right here. Reset the shot clock as Southwestern did touch the ball and the shot was off. Now here, cutting through the lane, Wildcats shot no good, and now on the ground in pain is Cassie Cox. She just turned her right ankle and she is in pain. And she hops off the court. Hankins quickly will check into the ball game. That does not look good, Tim.
No, definitely not. Now with a chance for the and one after Harberton draws the foul.
That is huge right there. Mark that moment. Hope to see her back, but that did not look good. She instantly just began to walk away from the game. Hill pushed the ball past midcourt, tipped away. She was looking for Griffin near the left block, but we'll keep it right here. 23-18 your score with 9:45 remaining. 21 remaining on the shot clock. Bratchett, Harberton, too strong. Glass, off the glass rebound. Here come the Wildcats. Smith, jump shot from Kiera Obi, who just checked in the game, was good. 25-18. Lead back to 7. Hankins sets a high screen pick. Hill takes it, gets over to Griffin. Good. Look good coming off. You can tell it's going to be good on its way down, Tim. She is stroking it tonight.
Just inside the three-point arc, cuts it back to 5.
One of the
Stolen by Hankins.
Yes, one of the hotter players is Griffin right now for Beatles. Now here in transition, up ahead to Harberton. Bratchett just inside the three-point line. Rattles it up, and Hankins with an offensive board. Crowd's asking for a foul, none called. Smith now. Over to Spears. Shot too strong, offensive glass, and a whistle. Harberton over the back will send Chinwendu Bob back to the line.
That's Harberton's second foul. So she checks in and draws 2 quick fouls. Lady Lions staying tight, just down by 5 with 8:39 remaining. First free throw is no good. Into the game comes Kayla Brown. And Latika Smith again will go to the bench.
Wiley 18-2, Outlet of the Lake 20-2. So by virtue of playing 2 more games, hold a 1-game edge. But however, as Tim said in pregame, should Wiley and Our Lady tie on the ladies' side, Wiley would win the tiebreaker.
Thrown away. Kayla Brown steps into the game and gets an interception.
Patient Wildcat offense, looking for holes in that 2-3 defense. Drive, penetrate, push back out. What you want to do? That's just what they did. Now inside, shot no good.
Hankins and Harberton team up to force the block there. And a timeout called by Coach Arlen Beatles.
Well, you want to penetrate, find the weak spot in that zone, then push it back out, which is just what the Wildcats did. And then passing him the open jumper was a soft spot right along the right wing. So they got a good look, but great defense from the Lady Lions, hanging tough here, 26-20 against the 20th ranked Wiley College Lady Wildcats.
And we already mentioned it before the game began. Wiley is one of the best offenses in the NAIA. They average right at 81 points a game. That's number 4 in scoring offense on the season. So hold them to 26 points with just about 12 minutes of basketball gone. Very impressive. Of course, in the last game, they held them to 61 points. They lost 61-50, essentially holding them 20 points below their scoring average. So this Lady Lions defense matching up well so far with the Wiley Lady Wildcats. Just need to find a way to convert on their scoring opportunities and stay in this one.
You see assistant head coach Corey Henry working with Coach Beatles in the huddle, talking things over. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/SAGU Sports Live. And get a moment today. Check out our highlights, all the stats, latest action, information and news about the last 2 games of the season, plus the Red River Conference play right around the corner in the first weekend of March, Tim.
Yeah, we'll be covering all the SAGU Lions games here on SAGU Sports Live. So more important than ever, you go like the Facebook page, get the latest updates on what time those games will be. They're obviously pending, depending upon where they qualify, how the schedule shakes out. So gotta like it there. Good dish into Griffin.
There's
Hankins cleans up the boards again.
Right place. That's a great cut after the shot. People think about cutting to get the ball. You also want to cut to the basket on the shot to get that rebound, which sometimes can fall right back in your lap. That's just what happened. Hankins, an easy 2.
Foul coming in against Chinwendu Ba. That's going to be her second foul underneath the basket there. And Lady Lions defense holds strong. Forces a missed shot after the offensive rebound. Forces another missed shot. Back in the game comes Alicia Carruthers. And Ba will take a seat with 2 fouls and 7:31 remaining.
And here's the press again. Bratchett falls back, now looks up. Works left, over to Harberton. Lost the ball. Now they're just playing keep away and out of bounds. Will turn the ball over back to the Lady Wildcats. Not a good offensive attempt there as Bratchett and Harvardton not on the same page. And how about that? A quick turnover from Carruthers, who just turned her head the other way. Sometimes you look ahead, you think you're going to catch the ball, and she flipped her head forward looking at the basket and hadn't caught the ball yet. It happens to the best wide receivers in the NFL. It happens at the college basketball level. It happens to me when I play ping pong all the time. So there you go. Bratchett takes the screen from Hankins, rolls into the paint. She's got Griffin. She's been hot. She stays hot. Griffin.
Griffin sets the screen up top and then just sort of sneaks in the backside. The defenders didn't bother to follow her as the play moved away. And she gets left wide open for the jump shot. Lady Lions have cut this back to 2, but a big three-pointer here. It's good. Kiera Obi answers right back.
Lead back to 5. Bratchett nearly stolen away, and it's going to be a turnover. Touch Bratchett last.
And Bratchett having her hands full, trying to get past Kenidia Purdy.
Shaw will check back in for Spears, and for Lady Lions, Andrea Lugo will see her first action of the game. Bratchett will take a seat. Lugo, junior from San Antonio, Somerset High School, 5'6", point guard. Scrappy player. Lions remain in that 2-3 defense, forcing the Lady Wildcats to shoot out as many outside shots as they dare to take. And there's one right there. Rolls in and out.
Charging in was Kenidia Purdy.
And off her hand, though.
Yeah, couldn't get a good handle on it. Lady Lions down by 5, force another miss.
Lugo, high screen available from Griffin. She goes the other way, and now a whistle.
Denisha Shaw draws the blocking foul, or causes the blocking foul. That's her second foul, just a 5th on Wiley, so just be an inbound.
The Lions are already in the bonus with 7 fouls. Next foul will put the Lady Wildcats on the line. Griffin in trouble. Got lucky there, went off a Wildcat during the loose ball. Lugo looking for a cutter. She's got Griffin. An awkward left-handed shot, but when you're on, you're on. And Griffin adds 2 more. I think she's got 6 now.
Yeah, great turnaround jumper by Griffin, going high off the glass, putting it in a place where the defenders don't have a chance at it. Lady Lions down by 3.
Smith. But that was Brown. Shot no good. But an offensive rebound.
Well, Hankins got the rebound and had it stripped away from her. Another 3. And a foul coming in here.
They're going to call that on Carruthers, Tim. Yes, it's going to be on Carruthers.
That's now her second foul.
One more will put Lady Lions into the bonus. 29-26. Lady Lions hanging tough against the number 2 team, essentially the number 1 team, based on losses in the conference. Trying to avenge an 11-point loss earlier in the year. Lugo, it's inside to Hankins. Shots off. Here come the purple of Wiley College, a near travel. Brown over to Shaw. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Straight down the top of the key. A shooter's favorite shot.
Just had too much time to set that one up. Lady Lions doing a good job swarming inside the paint, but Lady Wildcat saw an opening there. Hill almost loses it.
And she falls to the ground. Hankins right there, though, to pick it up. Now, a whistle is going to be called on, looks like Purdy may get whistled for that one, and the reach, the push on Harvardton.
That's a break for the Lady Lions.
Absolutely
they were having trouble, a lot of trouble getting down there. A lot of bobbling of the ball, and it will send Harvardton to the line. This is 7th foul on the Lady Wildcats. Both teams even at 7. So Harvardton for the 1-and-1. The Lady Lions trail by 6.
Harvardton steps a little bit to the left from the free throw center.
Griffin with the board. Can't put it back.
In transition now, stops, pops, shot no good, fight for the ball, out of bounds. Lions will get it back. In transition, that was Obi. Stop, went straight up at the free throw line, tried an open jumper, unable to get the fall. And here come the Lady Lions. Lugo out to Hill. High screen pick from Hankins. And they're going to call it on Hankins that she slid, a moving pick, a moving screen call on Hankins, and she did kind of slide right just a few inches, and sometimes that's all it takes, Tim.
Well, sometimes the defender goes out wider, and so it gives the appearance of movement. And as the defender is trying to avoid, goes to the ground, so Hankins picks up her 2nd foul.
She'll stay in the game. Mugged.
2 players collide, and
shot. Yep.
Lugo's going to get caught with the foul.
Yep, it's Andrea Lugo, helped up by the referee. But she mugged. It looked like Kayla Brown, which will send Brown to the line. Both teams. Now in the bonus, one more will put the Lady Wildcats in the double bonus.
First one's no good. Kayla Brown.
Down just by 6. Cox has been on the bench since 9:54 remaining in the first half. More than 6 minutes of play, and Lady Lions hanging right in there. We'll have to hopefully see Cox back in the second half, but she did roll her ankle. It appeared pretty bad at the 9-minute mark. Hill shadowed by Obi, in trouble. Loses it, turnover. In the open court now, driving into the lane. Shot no good off of Shaw, but a rebound, Obi. Smith back to Obi for 3. No good, but her offensive rebound and good will send Shaw back to the line. A good weak side rebound, Tim, from Denisa Shaw.
And a chance for the Lady Wildcats to go up by 8. They are now taking strong advantage of some Lady Lions misses and unable to get back into it, and therefore actually they didn't have a chance to go up by 10 on the free throw.
Sodich and Kroc will check back in to the ball game. 2:55 remaining in the first half. Free throw is in and out, but another offensive board for Wiley. Carruthers loses her footing.
Travel.
And a turnover. Lead at 9. It was 2 or 3 a few minutes ago. See if the Lady Lions can get a good, strong basket, wide open shot, maybe even get a foul, cut this lead to 6 perhaps, with 2:31 now remaining.
Lugo, loose ball, jump ball.
Well, Lugo tried to call timeout, but the referee shook his head saying no. At the moment you called timeout, it was a jump ball situation, so I can't grant you a timeout unless you have full possession. So it's going to be a jump ball, and now blood appears to be on the right knee of Andrea Lugo. And they're checking her out. She'll be able to stay in the ball game.
Ball will remain with the Lady Lions.
The referee's conferring about the possession arrow, it appears. And now, are they talking about the time, Tim? Can't pick up what the discussion's about. Now look at this, checking back into the game is Cassie Cox. Good to see that.
Cox will step in.
Looks like they taped her ankle up. Her right sock seemed to be showing a little bit of a bulge from her left sock. I bet they taped her up and said, get back in there if you can. She said, I can. So she is back into the game. Gone nearly 7 minutes of game time play. We'll see how her ankle reacts. If she walks gingerly, if she makes some strong cuts, we'll be watching her inside. Love to see her post up the shorter Carruthers if she can. Lugo will take it herself, and she'll go to the line.
Draws the foul on the shot. And Lady Lions just having trouble getting the ball inside, facing stout one-on-one defense right at the half-court mark. And
I'll tell you, Tim, Cox does not look 100% at all. Walking still gingerly. Not she's going to be very effective here unless that thing tightens up and you can just absorb the pain with adrenaline. Lugo's second free throw is good. Lady Lions staying at 2-3 defense. Strong move up the middle, pass inside, now back out. Lugo got a hand on it, but Lady Wildcats come back up with it. Now 12 on the shot clock for three, good. Carruthers drains it.
Wildcats push their lead up to 10. And this was just a one-possession ball game not too long ago. Wildcats now coming alive.
I'd like to see Sotis get some shots off. Sotis can shoot the rock. She needs a couple open looks. She could be a real factor tonight.
Foul comes against Latika Smith. That's just her first, but it's the 9th on the Lady Wildcats. So to the line for the 1-and-1. Sotic. The Lady Lions just need to keep this thing under 10. Really, that's what you want to be thinking right now. You don't want to be going into the half trailing by double digits to the number 20 team in the nation.
First free throw is good. Strong move inside from Carruthers. Shot too strong. Cox comes away with the rebound.
Big opportunity here for Lady Lions. You got minute 13 left on the clock, essentially. Down by 8. Chance with a few possessions here. Cut it down to a much more manageable margin going into the half. Sotic breaks free. He's trying to get into Cox. Knocked out by Jean Spears.
9 left on the shot clock. Lugo will inbound underneath the Wildcat basket. Looking for a cutter. She's got Cox. Short jumper is good. Got an 8-foot jumper from Cassie Cox. Cuts the lead to 6.
And Lady Wildcats will run some clock off. Not want to give the Lady Lions a chance really for 2 possessions.
Right. That's exactly what they're hoping to do here. While looking for a good shot, here's a wide open look from Carruthers, and she drains another one. Alicia Carruthers.
Lead goes back to 9.
Finds her stroke.
Shot clock and game clock are even.
Nice pump fake move, and good. Dialed in there, Bethany Crock freed herself with a pump fake, shifted left, and drains a shot just inside the 3-point line.
7-point advantage. Shot clock is off. Wiley College will hold. And a travel.
All right, here you go.
You have 6.4 to get down the court. You've already done a good job, though. Like you said, kept it under 10.
Down by 7, could cut the lead to 5 or perhaps 4. And the shot clock hasn't gone. Shot clock, the game clock has not started. And now suddenly it went from 6 to 1, so I guess it was internally moving, and it showed up out of nowhere from 6 to 1 second remaining on the game clock.
Yeah.
So we're not sure the half is over yet. Maybe they may replay the 6. I don't know.
There's a game clock malfunction, as often happens.
Yeah, that was odd. It went from 6 to 1 in a moment.
And so because of that, Lugo, looking at the game clock, on the other end of the court, it was moving. On this end, however, where she was looking, it was not moving. So when she glanced up at half court, The game clock still read 6 seconds. And so she tried to get a pass off when she really had no time left. But the Lady Lions do fight back and trail only by 7 going into the half, hanging tight throughout with the number 20 team in the nation. A Wiley team that is looking to clinch an automatic berth in the NAIA National Tournament with 2 wins to close off the season.
At 13:30, the lead was just 2, and Wiley went on a bit of a run, pushed it to about 9 or 10. Cox went out at 9:54, came back with about 2:30 left, made a basket, made a rebound. She will definitely need to be a factor down low, as Wildcats have some strength inside, and they've shown that, as well as some long-range jump shooting ability. And they pushed the lead back to 7 near halftime. But overall, Tim, you've got to be pleased. If you're Coach Beatles, you got to be relatively happy with your team's play.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have. Like I said, you're closing the season out against the number 21, number 20, and number 25 team in the nation. So you got a huge opponents to end the year off. And in a must-win game here at home, the Lady Lions have so far definitely risen to the occasion and have kept it competitive through the entire time. And again, rallying back after initially trailing by as many as 10 and 11, fighting back, getting back into this game at 7 points, essentially closing the half out on about a 4-point run. The defense looking really good, forcing Wiley into turnovers, forcing Wiley errors, forcing a lot of missed shots. So, like you said, this is a very solid play of very solid half of play from the Lady Lions, staying definitely in contention and going toe-to-toe with this great Wiley club.
And how about Griffin off the bench? We talked about her play, quick 6, and even the shots that weren't on balance were finding their way to the basket. So got to be pleased with Brittany's play. She continues to play well these last 2-3 games of the season.
Yeah, she's literally Manu Ginobili-esque coming off the bench. That's where you want. That's where you want to see her. That's where we want to see her coming off of. You want to see her coming in and making that big impact. Yeah. Again, earning her minutes all throughout the last few years, and again, last few games, that is. Sierra Hankins obviously doing a great job cleaning up the boards, getting the putbacks. Lady Lions just playing a good half. We mentioned how good a scoring team this is, and they are limiting their scoring opportunities, but most importantly, they're putting points up. Lady Lions are not an elite scoring team by any means. They put up 34, and that's why they're hanging with this team that's put up 41 in the first half.
Not as many turnovers as they had in the first half of play, I'm sure, against the Wildcats in game 1. Again, they had 36 last game. They probably have about 9 or 10 right now, so you got to like the limiting of turnovers, getting some good looks as well. So we'll see what happens there. We're down by 7 if you're Lady Lions, and so second half of play coming up just about 10 minutes. A quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this. You're watching sports on SAGU Sports Live. Welcome back to halftime here at the Schaefer Center. Your score 41-34. And we're having a little fun reinstalling a new rim, as someone got a little too happy with the slam dunk, and so a delayed halftime, if you will, but we'll be back underway pretty soon, Tim.
Yeah, you have to place that rim, and we've seen the guys do it for in-game, but apparently in pre-game they decided to slam it home a bit too convincingly.
I was me. Sorry, I admit it.
Well, let's go down to courtside now where Bianca is standing by with the assistant head coach of the Lady Lions. Bianca?
Thanks, guys. Now, Coach, right now we are hanging with the second-ranked team in our conference. We're forcing turnovers. We're forcing missed shots on them. What else do we need to do in the second half to kind of build up our momentum more and pull out that win tonight?
Well, right now we're going to have to focus on number 34. She's hit several threes out here on us, and our defense, we're going to have to extend out a little bit quicker and get a hand in her face. I think that's really hurt us out there. I think offensively, whenever we have patience on offense, we're doing a great job. We're getting some really good looks. Brittany's hit some tremendous shots down there on the baseline. We just need to have more patience on offense. And I think if we can execute on offense, have a little bit of patience, I think we'll be in good shape.
Now, we saw in the first half Cassie Cox with what looked like her ankle injury. Can you give us any word on that, how much playing time she'll be getting in the second half?
Actually, the trainers came to us and said she's good to go. It's a little bit sore, but she's actually going to be starting the second half, so kind of answer your question, she's ready to go.
Okay, well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Rob and Tim, back to you.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Bianca. So, hey, let's take a look at the top scores so far in the first half. Sierra Hankins leads the way with 9 points, 4 rebounds, 6 points each for Cox and Griffin. We mentioned Cox and Griffin in the pregame. Good to see Cox will be playing in the second half, even starting. We've just heard from Coach Henry in the second half.
Yeah, good to hear that she's going to be able to get over that injury and get out in a very crucial game for the Lady Lions as they need to try to stay alive in the playoff race for the Lady Wildcats. Their leading scorer is Denisha Shaw. She's pulled down 13 points already, averages 15 on the year, so almost hit her entire average in the first half alone. Behind her, of course, is, Denisha Shaw with 13, and then Alicia Carruthers with 11. She's obviously the leading scorer with 16 a game, so two big performances from Carruthers and Shaw. As you see, the rim being installed by
none other than head coach Donnie Boswick for the men's club,
as well as the head coach and athletic director for head coach of the football team, and the SAGU athletic director out there getting it all put together. I see
one of our security guys getting involved.
Security. How many SAGU employees does it take to screw in a goalpost or a rim? That question has now been answered.
And I was talking to the guys at halftime saying, all right, who did it? And all the big guys were denying it, pointing to other people, and the guards were saying, it was me, it was me. I had you heard Gidger say it was me. I heard Rambo say, yeah, I did it. I'd lean back. I said, no, you didn't. So the small guys want to take credit. The big guys are saying, it wasn't me, but we'll figure out one day who caused this extension of our first half of play here.
Yeah, well, we're going to quick commercial break while we end up fixing that room. When we come back, we'll have second half action here as the Lady Lions trail the Lady Wildcats 41-34. We'll be right back after this.
And believe it or not, we are almost ready for second half of play here. Just 20 seconds till the buzzer will go off. There was a rim change. You see the rim in the back left top corner of your screen. Somebody broke it, so we had a little extra halftime festivities to fix it, but now it's about time for second half action here. Your score 41-34 in favor of the Lady Wildcats. Be sure to like us on Facebook.com, SAGU Sports Live. Highlights of each game, latest news, scores, and polls, plus exclusive digital content and giveaways.
Yeah, Lady Lions did a good job in the first half of controlling the ball. Turned it over 11 times, forcing 10 turnovers from Wiley College. This after in the last match, SAGU gave the ball away 36 times, so well below their average. And of course, on Thursday against Our Lady of the Lake, they had massive turnover problems, turning over, I believe, 39 times by the time the game was all said and done. So Lady Lions doing a much better job controlling the ball, and that's why they're still within striking distance of this one, down by 7 as we start the second half.
Hankins on the bench for Coach Beatles. Griffin gets the second half start. Now here's a steal from Kroc all the way, coast to coast. It's good. Layup cuts the lead to 5.
Good way to start the half.
Absolutely.
Looked like Taylor Hill just kind of poked the ball out. Kroc picked it up and outraced every Wiley defender for the open layup.
Here's a drive baseline.
Denisha Shaw up and in. She has 15.
And some pressure for the Wildcats again to begin the second half, and now they'll back off. Just exhibiting pressure on the inbounds pass. Falling back into a man-to-man defense. Cox is moving a bit faster with her feet. And how about that shot? Nice shot from Taylor Hill. Freed herself from the defender. Lead back to 5. $15 on the shot clock. Spin right baseline. Sotis cuts it off. Now inside. Strong move. Up and in is Chinwendu Ba. Sliced through that 2-3 defense in the paint.
Hill quick down the court. She lost control going in. Had an open player at the arc.
And then she falls down. And here comes Carruthers on the other end. Cox careful not to foul. Nice body control and layup and in from Carruthers.
So now lead is back to 9. The Lady Lions open up right and a quick turnover. And a foul.
A mugging.
Sotis just wraps up Shaw, not gonna let her go up and get the easy layup. That's her second foul. As the Lady Lions open up the first minute looking very solid. Get some turnovers, get some points. Cut it down to 5, but now turns just as quickly. They fall behind by 9, and going to the line will be Shaw with a chance to put the Lady Wildcats back up into double figures.
Beatles called a quick 30-second timeout just 2 minutes into the second half. Did not like what he saw unfolding on the, well, really on both ends of the court. Some sloppy play offensively, getting the ball into the offensive set, and then trouble inbounding the ball underneath their own goal. So a quick timeout.
And those throwaways underneath your own goal kill you, because it means you've already given up 2 points at least. And a quick throwaway like that is just a good way to just suck any momentum out of your team. No chance to respond to the basket.
And Kroc thought that she was inbounding the ball, but it's the Wiley College Wildcats who have possession still. Little mix up there, and safe pass out top.
So actually a very good foul by Sodich, because they are not going to rule it in the act of shooting. She kept her on the ground, so there will be no free throws thrown away. And Lady Lions get the ball back.
Essentially, Sodich saved 2 points.
They look at first thing I call the act of shooting, but she kept her feet on the ground, therefore no act and no free throws. Hill getting swarmed and double teamed in the backcourt. Gets help from Kroc. Good awareness by Kroc to get back to Hill.
That leaves just 20 in the shot clock. Cox, skip pass over, tipped away. Hill comes away with it, and she is fouled by Alicia Caruthers, who had a hand on the ball, but the ball went back into Hill's possession, and Caruthers, just her forward momentum crashed into Hill. That's her 3rd foul, Tim.
Essentially, tipped the ball back to Hill.
Yes.
And a quick foul coming in against Sodich. She gets called with the wraparound, trying to get position, and now she has 3 fouls. But for the Lady Wildcats, foul trouble emerging. Denisha Shaw is at 3 now, and Alicia Caruthers is at 3. So they're 2 leading scorers, both with 3 fouls.
Lions hit the 2-3 defense. And a travel before Cox could get called for a foul was a travel on number 32 for Lady Wildcats, Smith. Sodich will take a seat. Harberton checks back in for Coach Beatles. Got to get the ball in bounds, and they do just in time. And now sloppy ball handling in the backcourt results in another Lions turnover. Now here come the Wildcats looking to go up by 11 or more. Quick move from Shaw, launches a 3, drains it. Wide open look from Shaw is good. The lead is up to 12, 50-38.
Shaw just squares up and drains that one.
Quick shot from Cox. Baseline no good. Wildcats on up ahead. Quick touch pass from Brown is no good. Off a Wiley College player to get the ball back over to the Lions, but here comes this pressure again, Tim, and there's all 5 players in the backcourt now for the Lady Lions to offer help. Right. And Purple backs off. Now here's a pick.
Latika Smith,
and a layup.
Mentioned her pregame. One of the premier stealers in the NAIA. She's number 2 with 4.2 a game, and she just picks Kroc's pocket. It's now 52-38.
Cox had her head turned the other way. Wasn't ready for that pass. Harberton will get the loose ball over to Griffin. She's been hot. Shot rattles off the rim. Here come the Wildcats. Carverton will try 3, or Caruthers will try 3. She gets it. For the baseline, Alicia Caruthers. She's got 16 on the night.
And that is also the Lady Wildcats lead. Hill hits the quick jumper, tries to stop the bleeding after a half that started very promisingly Lady Lions, a couple of good possessions. Lady Wildcats have now opened it up. Up by 14.
Baseline move. Teardrop shot, no good. Long rebound.
Good save by Latika Smith.
3-point shot, good, and a whistle. And a foul, a chance for a 4-point play.
Alicia Carruthers buries that one and gets fouled by Harvington in the process. Just with extreme pressure coming against her.
Hankins will
Sinks
check
it.
back in for Griffin. You don't often see a 4-point play. Happens
No.
about once every other game or two, and here is a shot for Carruthers to extend the lead to 14, and she does.
18.
Just that. 18, check that, 18.
Now 58-40. Just about 5 minutes into the second half. Like we said, it started rather promisingly for the Lady Lions. They forced a steal. They got some layups. Now just great difficulty getting down the court. Another pick.
Pick from behind, up and ahead in transition. Easy basket for Denisha Shaw.
And the lead is 20.
Lady Lions frustrated.
Another
And
pick.
another steal. And Shaw again with the whistle. It's going to be on Cox. And a timeout coming from Coach Arlen Beatles as his Lady Lions are now down by 20. It was 7 at the half just 4.5 minutes ago. And they've already scored 19 points, Tim, in 4.5 minutes.
You see why this is the number 4 scoring offense in the NAIA. They have just exploded out to start this half again. It was 7 at the half. Lady Lions trimmed it to 5 on back-to-back possessions to begin the half. So essentially a 15-point swing in just under 5 minutes. And you're right, just opening up is this offense. 19 points in 5 minutes.
That's exactly right. It was 5-point deficit just about a minute into the second half, and then now a 20-point deficit.
That's on pace for 95.5. I doubt they'll keep it at that pace, but nonetheless, this is why this team is number 20 in the nation. This is why this team is fighting to be the number 1 seed in the Red River Athletic Conference. And this is why the Lady Lions really need to take advantage of those opportunities they had in the first half. They had a lot of steals. Their defense stood strong, forced errors, and just were never able to convert when they needed to. They had it within striking distance at the half, but now, very quickly, Lady Wildcats on a 19-6 run to begin this half. And it's Shaw going to the line with 2 shots. First is good. Cassie Cox has also found her way into foul trouble. She now has 3 fouls on the game, joining Cordia Harvington with 3 fouls.
Coach Beatles has said it for weeks. The weak spot, the challenging spot, I guess you could say, for Lady Lions has been turnovers and ball handling. When you start 2 freshman guards, that's to be expected. So definitely something you can build on for next year, but right now in the throes of the growing pains as these guards learn to keep the turnover ratio as low as possible to stay in the ball game. Nothing can get a game out of hand as quickly as turnovers.
Hill, 5 seconds, can't get the ball in.
What she tried to do is throw the ball off the defender's knee right around the 5-second mark, but the referee had already made up his mind to call the 5-second call. So a turnover before the ball is even inbounded. We give the ball back to the Lady Wildcats, up now 22 points. Here's Spears, shot short, may have been blocked. Lugo, yeah, looking for help, then she'll take herself behind the back move. Tries to get past Spears, inside to Hankins, looks left, passes left to Harvington. Was the intended target, but it went off, apparently went off Shaw.
Yeah, went off Shaw's fingertip, and so the ball will stay right here. Lady Lions needing some quick points, trying to cut into this sudden run.
Hill might do it. That'll help. Taylor Hill.
Excellent job finding Hill, isolated up at the top of the key. She drains it. Oh, great pass inside. Alicia Carruthers goes airborne, catches the pass, and releases before her feet hit the ground. She has 22 on the game.
Inside pass to Hankins. Stepped on the line, out of bounds. How about that play from Carruthers? What an athletic move, Tim.
Yeah, drove in, found her open
She
way.
gets the ball again.
Almost an identical play.
Again, that time her feet hit the ground. Come on. Keep up the magic. 4 quick points from Carruthers.
Carruthers at 24 now. Having a great ball game.
And a foul on Harberton after the ball was tipped out of her possession into the hands of another Wildcat player, and she fouled the player who ended up with the ball. That's her 4th foul off the bench. Harberton struggling this afternoon here at the Schaefer Center, as well as the Lady Lions, who find themselves down by 23 just 7 minutes into the second half after being down by 7 at the break.
Carruthers only had 10 points in the last minute between these two teams. She averages over 16, but just 10 in that last match, and 0 for 1 from three-point range. She's been much better today. And the Lady Wildcats, after we mentioned the first half, they were being contained offensively as
No
Denisha
block
Shaw.
out. No one blocked out the shooter. Shaw got her own rebound. Ran right around Hankins.
And Denisha Shaw now at 20 points.
Cox in the high post. Backs it back out to Lugo. Now 13 on the shot clock. Spears almost tipped it away. Lugo now with 7. Harberton will try a 3. Looks good. Just a bit short, but Hankins with an offensive rebound block. Gets her own rebound. A scramble for the ball. The Wildcats come away with it now in the open court. Cox jumps up and whistled for the block. And that'll send Canidia Purdy to the foul stripe.
And that'll be Cassie Cox's 4th foul. 12:09 remaining. Lady Lions now down 25 points. Cox and Harberton will both remain on the floor, each with 4 fouls. Canidia Purdy is good. And the end of the game will come Griffin. Leading scorer for the Lady Lions now Taylor Hill with 7. No Lady Lions in double figures. And 2 Lady Wildcats with 20 plus.
Griffin with the board. She's played good tonight. Lugo, double team, now turnover. Shaw, nice move. Slips past 2 defenders. And now a whistle.
Foul's gonna come against Denisha Shaw. She has 20 points, but has just committed her 4th foul. So Shaw approaching a season high. She's at 20. Her season high is, well, actually her season high is 34 in the last game against Texas College, but hasn't broken 20 too many times this year.
And she'll take a seat. Smith will check in for Shaw. She's having a great game.
But through the first 8 minutes of the second half,
double team right near midcourt.
Another foul will come in here. That's going to come against Jean Spears. That's her first.
Hill will inbound right near midcourt, and I guess if you're the Lady Lions, you want this clock stopped as much as possible. Maybe draw some fouls. Cut into this lead while no time goes off the clock. Now here's Hill near midcourt.
Well, with about 19 minutes remaining, the lead was 5. So in the process of just over 7 minutes, it has gone from 5 to 26, and another turnover.
Trying to get the ball to Griffin on a high screen pass, turnover. Carruthers in transition, nice move right, shoots left, shot doesn't fall. Cox will come away with the rebound. And Smith will shadow Lugo. As the Wildcats stay in that pesky man-to-man defense. Harberton, nice move inside off the glass. She gets it to fall. Strong move, a spin move from Cordia Harberton, the sophomore. Just inside the three-point line, rattles in and out. Harberton, who just scored 2, will come away with that rebound. Leads 24. Need a lot of points in a hurry. Inside now to Cox. Pass inside to a cutting Hill.
Turned over. Lugo's going to get called with the foul here.
And then the player fell right on Lugo's ankle. Lugo, slow in getting up, will send Purdy to the line.
Southwestern foul number 20.
Lugo whistled. That's her 3rd foul.
And that's the 7th on Southwestern.
So every foul from here on out will be free throws. Not the stat you want to hear with 10:27 remaining and trailing by 24. Good. Canidia Purdy.
Now here comes Bratchett and Sodich in for Lugo and Cordia Harberton. Stay tuned here on SAGU.TV for game 2 of our doubleheader beginning, well, would normally be 4 o'clock, but with the extended halftime, with the replacement of the gym, it might be 4:30 with the basketball goal, I should say.
Essentially 20 minutes after the end of the girls' game, the guys will tip off. We'll start our pregame show about 15 minutes out, so be sure and stay tuned to that. If you're in the area, come on out, as the Lions are just 1 game away from an NAI National Tournament berth. Another turnover here, and after the turnovers,
sloppy ball handling.
After the turnovers were kept under control in the first half, they have mounted in a hurry in the second half.
Got to take care of the ball better.
And at the 10-minute mark, the Lady Lions find themselves down by 28.
And that was into their offensive set.
In a game through the first 23 minutes, they stayed very competitive.
That's a nice pass.
Good job inside.
Griffin.
Good pass by Griffin inside. So, but in a game in which for the first 23 minutes, Lady Lions kept the score within 10, stayed pesky the whole way, they have now found themselves down by 26 points. So they need to find a way to rally back in a hurry. Less than 10 minutes remain now in the second half. All right, let's go up to the stands now where Tyler Marie is standing by. Tyler, over to you.
Thanks, guys. Here I am with Deuce Ward's mother, who's about to see his last basketball game. Now, being from Waco, you're able to see all these games and see your son as he's on this journey through basketball.
Yes.
What are your feelings now that he's participating in his last game?
We're just so proud of Deuce. We're happy. He's done an awesome job this semester, and he had a hard time getting started after he lost his dad, but we're just so proud of our young man.
Now, completely switching gears here, earlier you mentioned that Deuce Ward played baseball. Why don't you tell us about this?
He was an awesome baseball player. He was actually a pitcher, but his dad influenced him to get into basketball and stay there. That was his sport, and he's just taken after his father.
Oh, wow. Now, besides being a baseball player, your husband and Deuce's dad was also a basketball player. What type of impact did that leave with Deuce?
Well, he just kind of told him that whatever he decided to do, we would support him always. But he just told him to give his best to anything that he tried to do in this life.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't wait to see him play in his next name. This is Tyler Marie reporting from the stands. Back to you, Rob and Tim.
Senior day here at the Schaefer Center. Deuce's last home game of his career as a Lions. Mother in town for that game.
Home regular season game.
Regular season game. There could be some postseason play. There will be postseason play.
Yeah, he'll be back in here during the Red River Athletic Conference Tournament. Not technically a home game, but it'll be here in the Schaefer Center. Deuce Ward, integral part of this team. He was on that team one of the only remaining members, I believe the only remaining team member from that squad that finished in 10th place in River Athletic Conference just 2 seasons ago. He stood through thick and thin, and now he stands on the cusp of a national tournament berth. So he has stood through the fire and flames of being at the bottom and has now worked his way up to the top.
It'll be the first berth in 6 seasons for the Lions since 2006. It was the year of their last entry into the NAIA National Tournament. Presently ranked number 1 in the nation in the NCCAA. And in the NAIA, number 7 in the land. And here's a basket inside from Carruthers.
Yeah, she goes up strong right there.
That's her 26th point of the game, Tim. She averages 16, 10 above her average on the season. Carruthers having a monster night. Ratchet over to Hill, loses her balance, now loses the ball, and they're going to call a backcourt violation. And Hill pleading her case.
She was saying that a Wiley player touched it, but the ruling stands. The ball will remain with the Wildcats, up by 28.
Nice move from Carruthers. Looks right, shoots left, drains it right over Cassie Cox's outstretched hands. And Carruthers is approaching 30 points, now at 28 for the game.
And the lead is now at 30 in a game that throughout the entire first half was very competitive.
Well, it's like 2 different games, Tim. I don't even recognize this game anymore from the first half.
The Wildcats definitely flexed their superior strength and offensive ability. Griffin gets swatted.
On the defensive side, rejection from Baugh off of a Griffin shot attempt. Cox comes down with the board. And Smith coming up, limping her right ankle for the Wildcats. And now a whistle.
Foul's going to come in against Kenidia Purdy. So now Lady Lions will inbound just around midcourt.
Wildcats maintain that man-to-man defense, although up by 30. No let-up in their game. Looking to make a statement here. Ratchet gets it over to Griffin. Here's Hill. 9 on the shot clock. Hill with a drive, a shot off the back of the rim, then the front of the rim. No good. Here comes Wiley College. And they're going to confer if whether Taylor Hill was set or not. And they are going to say she was set. An offensive charge called on Carruthers. Oh, on Baugh. Check that on Baugh. As Hill was set just in the nick of time. So a nice defensive spark there. And now an official's timeout. And it was on Carruthers. Yeah, I thought I saw that on Carruthers. It was on 34, Carruthers. So Carruthers, not Baugh.
So it'd be Carruthers' 4th foul.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I thought it was on Carruthers.
So Carruthers with 28 points, now in foul trouble. Another foul coming in.
It's going to be on Brown, Kayla Brown from Little Rock, Arkansas, a sophomore. The only sophomore on this ball club, the only underclassman on this ball club, and she's a starter. 5 juniors, 6 seniors, and just the lone sophomore, Kayla Brown, for head coach Courtney Pruitt, which is one reason why this ball club is 24-3 and about to go 25-3. and 19-2 after this win.
Nice no look out to Cassie Cox.
Little Rambo-esque pass there from Hill. She's been watching the men play. We'll see the men in action here momentarily at the conclusion of our ball game, post 20 minutes or so.
Ball is off target, but Obi comes away with the rebound.
And we'll be honoring our 2 lone seniors, James Ford and Deuce Nwellaway, as Bob puts another 2 in for the Wildcats. Deuce Ward, check that, Deuce Ward.
Another fast break. Easy basket for the Lady Wildcats. Those have been coming in more and more volume throughout this second half as this Lady Wildcats team just wears down SAGU.
Now 5:34 remaining.
Bratchett is swamped. Ball with her second strong block of the half. Ball will remain with the Lady Lions. Cassie
Wide
Cox,
open.
she has 12 now.
On the inbound play, Cassie Cox on the left block waiting for the pass. A momentary lapse of defense for the Wildcats, who've really been spectacular defensively. And there's a friendly roll there from shot off Purdy, Canidia Purdy. That's her 9th point of the game. Extends the lead back to 32. High screen pick from Cox. Hill, jumper, no good.
And a charge is going to come in against Kayla Brown.
Push off on Brown, just shoved Hill back. Hill wasn't set defensively, but you can't shove a player off away from you, and whistle called on Brown. That's her second. Both teams now in the bonus. 7 fouls committed for each ball club. And now, Tim, help us out here. If the Lions were probably going to lose this game, obviously. Now, what will need to happen is they'll have to win their last game and then hope for 2 losses. Is that right from Bacone?
They need Bacone to lose out now, unless they have a 32-point rally in their back pocket for the next 4.5 minutes. Blocked by Cassie Cox. Excellent job setting her feet and just denying Jean Spears. Yeah, they will need Bacone to lose out. They are playing against Texas College right now. No updates on that one yet. So they will need Bacone to lose out, and they will need to find a way to beat LSU Shreveport on Monday if they want to make the Red River Athletic Conference tournament. Cox wide open, can't get it to fall.
Meanwhile, for the men of Wiley College, they are where the Lady Lions are in that fight for the 8th and final spot in the conference tournament as they score off against the #1 team on the men's side, your SAGU Lions. So, like Tim said earlier in pregame, it's a tale of 2 opposites between the men's side and women's side as far as standings and rankings in the Red River.
Kayla Brown clears the court easily. Another fast break score for the Lady Wildcats, who have opened this one up into a 34-point lead. A game in which about a minute into the second half was just a 5-point game. Again, throughout the first half, Lady Lions were very competitive, kept the Lady Wildcats offense in check, found a way to keep their defense keep their offense working. But the second half has been a very different story. Lady Wildcats already eclipsing their first half score, scoring 44, while the Lady Lions have just 19.
She's got Griffin baseline. Look good coming off. Griffin played well tonight, although just 6 points, playing well.
Into the game now for the Lady Lions will come Mallory Lowe, Shayna Tanks, and Sierra Hankins back in.
Mallory Lowe, a freshman from Brownsville, Texas. Shayna Tanks, another freshman from Spring Branch, Texas. And all 5 freshmen for Coach Beadle's squad.
Foul coming in here on Jessica Sodich. It'll be her 4th. It'll send Chinwendu Ba to the line, the 8th foul of the half on the Lady Lions.
Shot rims out. Sodich with a loose pass to Bratchett, and just like that, 2 more points for the Lady Wildcats. Chinwendu Ba, the senior from Houston, extends the lead to 34 with 2:41. It really is hard to believe that 17.5 minutes ago, the lead was actually just 5 momentarily. It's shocking, really.
Yeah, again, the Wildcats just showing why they're at the top. They're showing why they are the team that they are. And at the moment, they have really, really stuck it to this very young Lady Lions squad. Lady Lions squad that suffered some season-changing injuries early on in the season, losing Nia Winston and then Jaira Rodriguez, essentially the 2 veteran leaders of the Lady Lions, both of them gone for the season, and it has been a carnival of freshmen and sophomores since then.
Well, on a young team, Tim, 2 players of Rodriguez's and Winston's ability can drastically affect the whole makeup of your season. And if you had 5, 6 seniors and 5, 6 juniors, you can maybe cover that, but boy, you can't. With Winston and Rodriguez out, the whole tenor of this ball club took a drastic shift towards the dark side, towards the tough side of trying to notch victories here in the Red River Conference.
It has been tough, but through it all, we've seen some great players emerge in Taylor Hill, Bethany Kroc, and Brittany Griffin, to name those 3 especially, who really emerged as very good scoring options. As Sierra Hankins gets a nice block. So we've seen those 2 players really emerge, and that's what you can look forward to next season.
And
Jean Spears intercepts.
And a frustration reaching attempt from Bratchett, who made really a poor pass near mid-court from about the top of the key. Just too much air in these passes. He should have just dribbled the ball up the court, but this will come with time and experience. Ball handling will improve, and these Lady Lions will definitely be on the prowl next year with healthy players back and really no seniors graduating, so everybody back.
Yeah, everyone back. You get Jaira Rodriguez back in that lineup. You get Nia Winston, who was your leading scorer last year, began the year as your leading scorer, get her back in the lineup. You have players like Kroc and Taylor Hill, who will be sophomores, but will have played an upperclassman amount of time already.
Absolutely.
So they will walk into their sophomore years with a bag full of experience. Brittany Griffin will be a junior. We'll be looking at her as essentially becoming an upperclassman leader on the team as a junior. Same story with Cassie Cox, Jessica Sodich. Sierra Hankins obviously will be back. She will be a senior next year on this team. And
as will Lugo.
Yeah,
and Winston.
Well, Winston will not, I believe she was ready with the red shirt. She will be a junior.
Still a junior, yeah.
And so
just 2 seniors then.
So essentially a returning everyone for next season, trying to re-gear, going in to the Sooner Athletic Conference, lets it fly and sinks it. That's Shantae Hewen. She's just stepped into the game here in the last moments. Drills a 3 from the corner.
Senior from Temple, Texas. Lets it fly.
Lady Wildcats now have 90.
Here's a 3-ball attempt, no good. Offensive rebound. Halfway down, Tanks thought she was gonna get on the board, but denied. Now here on the other end is Spears, back outside. Another 3-ball from Hewens, no good. The offensive glass will give the Wildcats the chance to run the shot clock The game clock down to about a 2-second differential from shot clock and game clock. 14 and well, now 10 and 8.
Oh, and Brown just fakes low down.
And a shot clock violation. And that's just going to be the ball game as the refs elect to run the game out. And your final score, well, didn't see this coming, 90-55, a 45-point win. It was 7 at halftime, so
and the
completely different ball game, first half to second half.
Lady Wildcats come out and outscore Lady Lions 49-21 second half, take complete control, win this one, and they are still on track to win the regular season title for the Red River Athletic Conference. Well, we're going to go a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have pregame of the men's game here on SAGU Sports Live.